Hello, this is the voice of Swifto, and I'm speaking to you from beyond the grave. Well, you know, there's bound to be a few graveyards in between where I am and you are. But anyway, I just wanted to make a quick addendum to this video because I didn't think it was long enough already. And despite all the rambling I did in this video, I neglected to mention this version that I'm playing is the GOG cut of Daggerfall Unity, and apparently there's controversy with this version due to the fact that they used a load of mods from people and didn't ask permission to use them, which is kind of shady. And apparently some of the mods used caused some crashing and weird glitches in the game. I did record this gameplay on my PC, which is a fairly decent machine. However, I did actually start playing Daggerfall Unity on my laptop, and yeah, I did have a lot of crashes and glitches and all sorts of weird things on that. So just as a slight addendum to this video, this is the GOG version that I'm playing, which is good for beginners like me who don't really know how to mod the game yet. However, if you want a decent experience of Daggerfall Unity, you're probably better off installing it yourself and installing whatever mods you want. Anyway, on to the actual video now. Greetings, Sarah. I am Swifto, and this is a gameplay of Daggerfall Unity. And it's kind of funny that the last time I took a very long break from doing gameplay videos, I came back with my Elder Scrolls gameplay series, which to be honest wasn't very good. I'm not very good at playing video games, as you'll soon realise. But it's been several years since I last did a gameplay on my old channel, and I thought I would start off with this new gaming channel of mine, Swiftboy Advance, by playing an Elder Scrolls game. And what better way to start than Daggerfall Unity, which is a great little project which has been made by a bunch of people who are huge fans of Daggerfall. And that's very loud. And I have to admit, when I did my gameplay of Daggerfall, I probably didn't give it a fair chance because, while the game isn't without its issues, the biggest one being that it's big. It's huge. I think it's still the biggest game ever made. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, it's supposed to be the size of Great Britain or something. But I've been playing this on and off for a while now, this Unity version, which I think was started by a fellow who goes by the name of Interkarma, and it was basically a little, can't remember, it was sort of like a side project kind of thing, just a sort of bit of fun to sort of recreate Daggerfall. As you can see from this gameplay footage, I apologise if it looks a bit shitty using my capture device. It's kind of ancient and I need to replace my hardware, but hopefully you can still see that it's a dramatic improvement over the old Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. You still get this issue where the 2D things sort of move around with you, but that's just part of the charm of the game. I can make this tree dance if I so desire. But yeah, I never really got very far in this game because it's very clunky and difficult to get into because of, well, just the time that it was made, and it sort of feels clunky for someone who didn't really grow up with PC games such as myself, and like they're sort of clunky. I keep saying clunky. I guess it's just because I'm nervous. I keep repeating words. I haven't done a gameplay in several years, as I said. Not since before the dark times and the whole lockdown thing. But what better way to start than with Daggerfall? Because Daggerfall, I've started to have a bit more appreciation for it now after playing Unity, this Unity version. Because one of the problems, as I said in my original gameplay of this video, fuck's sake, stop messing up words. Gameplay of this game was that it was just too big and the landscape was just too bare, and I'm just busy climbing the wall here, don't mind me. Too bare and not very much to see, which made it kind of dull to play. I did hurt myself a wee bit, but you can see what they've done here is they've actually made the landscape a bit more interesting. It still has issues with it being very sparse and not a lot to see, but you can at least get a sense of world space. Because in the original game, if I was just to walk away from this town here... Where the fuck am I, by the way? Oh, I think I'm in Wayrest. That's right. If I just keep walking away in the original game, it would be... You wouldn't be able to see the wall here because of fog. And it would all be flat landscape. And another great thing about this new version of Daggerfall is it has controller support. Which I know is sort of blasphemy for a lot of PC gamers. Because, you got to play every game on PC with a keyboard and a mouse. But, as I said already, I didn't really grow up with PC games. I played console games. So, this feels much more natural using an Xbox One controller to look around and do stuff. And if I take the weapon out, I just need to press the one button and not swing the mouse about like an idiot, like you do in the original game. So it's just a vast improvement in many ways. And this version that I got here, I think Daggerfall Unity has been out for a while now, but I wasn't really aware of it till one day I was just busy idly looking through GOG or Good Old Games, and I saw it there and I thought, what's this? And it's not an official remake of the game, it's a fan project, but it's a really well done fan project. And everything's covered in snow now because, what month is it? Evening Star, which is basically like, I can't remember the Elder Scrolls months, but that's pretty much one of the winter months. But we can see all the way into distance, you can see another little settlement over there, and there's another one over there. Although you can't see it well because everything's just white. But we can try and go into a different place. Let's go to Sentinel, why not? Because I've been there a few times and I forgot to change the sensitivity. Shit, it's quite difficult to use. For some reason... Oh no, I've done it on player controlled. Well, you can do this way, which would take forever. Of just fast travelling. Yeah, travelling to Wayrest to Sentinel this way is going to take forever, so let's just stop. What's going on here? That doesn't look right. Well, there is a bit of fog, and that kind of looks like the edge of the map. How did I manage that? Or is that the sea? Do I see the sea? I see... Yeah, when I'm playing this game normally, the sensitivity's fine, but when I plugged in the fucking, where am I? The capture device thing that I use. Oh no, I pressed the wrong one. Shit. Get off that. Well, I'm beside the sea, whatever. Capture device thing, I don't know, it screwed everything up. Now the sensitivity is really too sensitive. But anyway. Let's... Well, I don't know what happened the last time because... That's player controlled. If we go to ends, it should do it. Oh, it's because I don't have enough gold. Silly me. Making all the mistakes whilst recording. Of course, I don't usually make so many mistakes when I'm recording. When I'm not recording... See, I have a bit of money here. I've been saving up loads of money because buying a house in this game is ridiculously expensive. Although I heard if you get a knighthood somewhere, you can just get a house, which would be great. I'll just take out 100 gold. Reason why I don't carry all the gold on me is... where's my gold? Did I just... No, I've done something wrong. Go back to my wagon. Remove. You have to press the remove button Right, that's what I did wrong, I think. Yeah, sure, take out 200. Gold actually has a weight to it, which is why I store it all in my wagon. So, now we can fast travel to Sentinel. Fuck's sake. This is a horrible gameplay video, isn't it? Oh, it's too sensitive. Maybe if I use the mouse. There we go. The mouse isn't so sensitive. I don't know why it's messed up the controller. It shouldn't have done that, but hey ho. Oh, this is terrible gameplay. And now it's raining, great. And it's dark. This always happens when I fast travel. At least the gates are open. Usually I fast travel to a place and it's the middle of the night. The gates are closed. I have to climb over the wall to find an inn because people attack you at night. Usually it's vampires. And then you get vampires, say. Which isn't great. I would like to show you how cool this place looks when you can actually see things, but you're not allowed to loiter, because if I try and loiter a while, yeah, just... Why is it not... Yeah, that's too many hours. 2 hours. There are enemies nearby. He didn't care. Why didn't he care? It's just because I'm playing the game and trying to show you things, it doesn't work. And now I'm being attacked. Which is fine. I can deal with them easy. So like I say, I've been playing this game on and off for the past couple of... Well, actually, about 5 months, I think. Can't remember now. Or just steal his money. I don't think he's got anything else of interest, apart from the arrows. And, yeah, if you don't know the story, basically a guy is haunting Daggerfall. Don't want to give away too much. And there's also another part of the story where you have to get a letter, which was sent by the Emperor, which has some details in it which are kind of personal stuff that he doesn't want people to find out about. So you have to find this letter by also finding out why this guy is haunting Daggerfall. And if you go to Daggerfall in the middle of the night, you'll see him and he goes, "Vengeance," and tries to kill you. So it's not a great time to be had in Daggerfall, which is why it's up to you to try and figure out what the hell's going on. And I have done a wee bit of the game. Never really got far in this game before because, like I said, it was just kind of annoying in many respects because of the fact that it's so big. And I have been playing this on and off and I've done a bit more. Yes, I just want to go to daylight times and we'll just heal up. Because your health doesn't automatically go up. Like I think it does in that in Skyrim, right? And speaking of Skyrim, basically what Daggerfall Unity is, as I've already said, it's kind of like a collection of mods. There's various life improvements. It's still night time. I didn't bother to check the time. What time is it? We'll just loiter for about 6 hours. There's all sorts of things, like they've added airships to the game. I don't think that was in the original game. Pretty sure. So I'm not really sure how to feel about that, but I think airships are canon in Elder Scrolls lore. Not that anyone cares about Elder Scrolls lore anymore at Bethesda. But hey ho. I want to show you something cool which I did a while ago. Which might take a while, actually. So maybe I should just skip ahead. Or maybe I could just talk for a while. About things. What was I saying before? I don't remember. Just those different things that they've done to improve the game. The biggest one being the fact that you can actually see the world around you and everything's not just flat and dull looking, and the fact that you can use a controller to play the game. And, as I said already, airships. But there's also a load of other mods which I want to try out as well, which I've seen on the Nexus. I saw one mod that I want to try out, where it adds sort of games to taverns. That was kind of cool. And I heard about another mod that allows you to decorate your home, which would also be quite cool. Can you do it without falling off? I'm right on the spire. Don't sit down. Whatever you do. So yeah, this is great. You can see all around now. And sure, the thing with Daggerfall is, well, a lot of the towns do differ depending on which region you're in, but a lot of them are pretty much exactly the same buildings repeated over and over. I wonder if I can get down without hurting myself. The answer is no. But I want to show you something else, which is also in this version. This is the GOG version. I'm not sure how different it is to other versions of Daggerfall Unity. And if you already own Daggerfall, which I did on GOG, then you can get this for free, because as I said, it's more of a fan project, so it's not an official Bethesda release thing, so it's just a really cool recreation, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Just an enhancement, I guess, of the game. I feel like I'm just repeating myself now. But here's another cool thing they've added, which is these crystals which you can find in the regions, and there's several different ones to find in each region, and they give you enhancements for your skills, whatever they're called. These things, like your strength, intelligence and all that. So the more of the crystals you find, the more you get, which is just one of the mods that they've added to this, which makes the game a bit more interesting. Because, as I said, Daggerfall, fantastic game when it came out, revolutionary in some ways, the fact that it had such a massive map, which is supposed to be the size of Great Britain. The problem with it being that it's just too big, and like sparse and not a lot to see, with lots of repetitious cities, towns and all that. But this greatly improves the experience, and we can just actually go to places without it being extremely dull. And if we go to here, pressing T brings up our things that we can use to travel. We can get our horse. Hello, horsey. So we can travel a bit faster. And as you saw there, we can also get the cart, which is like a horse but slightly slower, but you can store more stuff in it, as well as the ship. Now I have saved up enough money here to buy a ship, but I don't know, I didn't figure out how to use the ship to fast travel. I tried using it to get to this island. Oh, where are the enemies? Well, there's an island just off the coast of Sentinel, which you can't really fast travel to. So I wanted to get the boat so I could try and just to explore and see what's there, because you never know what you could find. But it didn't really work. And where's this enemy then? I don't know, he disappeared. This island here, which there's nothing on it, so you can't really fast travel to it. So I was hoping to get a ship, but I couldn't work out how to use the ships, so something I need to figure out. But let's just go to, I don't know. Yeah, here. Is there any dungeons here? Because I want to show you what the dungeons are like. Yeah. Just because, although this Unity version of Daggerfall vastly improves things, there's still the issue with the size. And although it's a lot more fun to explore the open world, now that you can see the landscape, and it's a bit more interesting, if we go into a dungeon here, it'll take a wee while to load. Should say, sometimes I've noticed when out in the open world, sometimes it sort of slows down. I think that has to do with the draw distance. That's a skeleton I hear. And I don't know, I think Daggerfall Unity might still be in development, and it still has its issues. Like I said, sometimes there's a bit of slowdown. Here's an orc. We'll just kill him quickly. I just realised I haven't got much health. I don't... No, oh, they're quite valuable. It's got nothing else of value though, so it's just... No point taking all his stuff, because then you end up filling the whole wagon up with junk, and then you have to go all the way back to a town to sell your stuff. So you need to be careful of that. But you got all these things, junk and clutter stuff. What was I saying again? I've forgotten. Locked door, hey? Just hit it with the big old sword. I don't know how you're supposed to unlock doors normally, because I haven't figured that out yet. As you can tell, I'm a complete novice at this game. But at least I managed to kill a skeleton, which is a lot easier to do than when you're in Privateer's Hold at the start of the game. That's the most difficult part of this game, is just getting through Privateer's Hold and fighting off the skeletons. As you can see, now that I'm a bit stronger, having better weapons, I take care of that skeleton pretty easily, which is nice. Let me just get the map here. Yeah. So this is the problem, which is still an issue with Daggerfall Unity. Although actually it's not in this fucking dungeon. Always happens when I'm recording. The game does the opposite just to make me look foolish. Well, basically, for a lot of the dungeons, they're still very big. Far too big, far too repetitive. But of course, I had to pick the one dungeon which was really small. Brilliant. Well, you know what? Just for nostalgia's sake, let's go to Privateer's Hold, which I believe is up here somewhere. That's not... It's this one here, isn't it? Fuck the sensitivity. Just use the mouse. Here we go. And I'll show you just the size of these beasts. A bird calls nearby. It's nice how it gives you like these little details sometimes too. Okay. Just to enhance the game, but where the fuck are we? Oh, here we are. It's this lump here. You see this lump? That's Privateer's Hold. I don't recall it being so small. Let's see how big it is on the inside. It's like a bloody TARDIS. Oh, and already we've got a bunch of enemies. Nice weak ones though. A rat. A bat. Cat in a hat. Oh, an imp. Damn it. Is this weapon effective against imps? He won't let me hit him. Stop moving! Aha! The first weapons you get, Privateer's Hold, are ineffective against imps. Which is really nice of them to do that. Putting a fucking imp in the first dungeon. But I was watching a interview that Camelworks did, talking to Ted Peterson, who was one of the people who was involved with Elder Scrolls Arena and Daggerfall, and it's a really great interview. Highly recommend that you give it a watch if you haven't already. He just goes into a lot of the making of the game and the lore and stuff. And one of the things he said about Daggerfall is you can sort of tell the people who have played it before and the people who are new to the game, because apparently one of the strategies of getting out of Privateer's Hold when you start the game is just to not use any of the weapons, but just use your fists. Which seems a bit odd, but apparently that's what he said. Are there enemies nearby? I was just going to rest to refill our health bar, but we need to kill the enemies first. Where are they? I don't see any. Maybe I can just cheekily rest here. Nope, it won't let me. Damn it. But yeah, it's a great interview that Camel Works did with Ted Peterson, I think that's his name. And he and some of the other people that were involved with making Daggerfall are currently working. Oh no, you're a strong enemy. Don't kill me. On a new game, which is sort of the spiritual successor to Daggerfall. Oh, where did you come from? I didn't see that door. Called Wayward Realms, which is apparently it's going to be another game which is the size of Great Britain, according to Ted Peterson. But because it's a newer game, hopefully it'll be a bit more polished and a bit more sophisticated than Daggerfall. Because, as I've said already, Daggerfall has a lot of issues, a lot of it being a bit repetitive with its dungeons and cities and stuff. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. Very interested to see how Wayward Realms turns out. Because, you know, after playing Daggerfall Unity, I do have a bit more appreciation for the game now. So, I'm just making my way through the game at the moment. I think, try to remember what I did last time. There was a quest where you had to talk to the King of Worms and get someone to marry someone else for some reason, which I don't remember. I wasn't really paying attention. But after that, it tells you to do something, and then you go to what's it called again? The Adamantium Tower, which is one of those towers that's sort of related to the words escape me now. You know the big tower in the Imperial City, which you see in Oblivion. It's somehow related to that as being one of the thingamajigs of Tamriel, which stops who'd-you-may-call-it from invading the place. I'm great at explaining things. You know the big guy who's the main baddie. Oh no, he's paralysed me. I'm trying to explain things here, guy. Oh, shit, this is going badly. I may die here if they don't. Yeah, this isn't going well. Let's just restart. Daggerfall. Is he the main bad guy? I can't remember now. I love Oblivion. It's my favourite Elder Scrolls game, but I can't remember who the bad guy is. Well, it's Manker Cameron, actually. But you know the Daedric guy who Martin Septon kills by turning into a dragon or something. It was a weird game. But one of the things that I nearly said Todd. One of the things that Ted Peterson was saying, which I completely understand and agree with him, was one of his main issues with the later Elder Scrolls game is well, the whole dragon break things. I never really liked that either, to be honest. I thought that was a bit lazy. And I know people go on about how Morrowind's the greatest game ever, it's best Elder Scrolls, and this is a controversial opinion, but I think Morrowind is a good game, but is perhaps slightly overrated. Just slightly. I mean, I do think it has a better story than Oblivion, which is my favourite Elder Scrolls game. But despite Oblivion being my favourite Elder Scrolls game, I very much agree with what a lot of people were criticising the game for back in the day when it first released, was Citadel should be a jungle. Just because that's what it says in the original lore, and I'm very much someone who feels that you should stick with what's the established lore. Despite the fact that I love Citadel, the way that it's depicted in Oblivion, I just think it looks really nice, and it's a great contrast to how Oblivion looks in that game. You go from the idyllic, beautiful forests and grasslands of Citadel to the sort of hellish landscapes of Oblivion. But at the same time, as much as I love Oblivion, yeah, I kind of agree with the people who say that it should have been a jungle, because that's how it should have been. But it's not. But anyway, look at this fucking road here. You call this a road? Imagine trying to ride a wagon through this. That's a brilliant road right there. Okay. So, is there anything else I want to show off this game? I think there was loads of things. We could go to that tower thing that I was talking about. So basically, where I'm the game... Oh, it's the Doreni Tower. You don't have enough gold. Shit, I keep forgetting about that. Okay, we'll go quickly to the Doreni Tower. I'm basically at the point of the game where you have to wait for this woman to make a kind of dust. Sorry, I've got a croaky throat now. And then you go to where... no, I think it's here actually. There's a dungeon where you talk to this guy after putting the dust on him. But I didn't realise that. You had to wait for this woman to make the dust first. And I went all the way to this dungeon. It took ages to get through it. As it is with most of the dungeons in this game. They're far too big. Only to get to the guy, or to get to the bit where you're supposed to talk to the guy, to find out later on, oh no, you have to wait for this woman to make the dust first. It's like, right, why couldn't you told me that first? And I was playing this game a wee while ago, and basically got bored and started killing a load of people, which is kind of frowned upon. So I went to jail for a little while, and then time passed, and the woman who makes the dust in this tower had said she'd done it, but I didn't want to play on that one because, yeah, there's basically this idea that, as I said already, murder is kind of frowned upon, and you have a reputation in each of the different regions of the game, which you have to uphold. If you're sort of villainised, people won't like you very much, and it makes talking to people, why the fuck did I come here when I wasn't prepared, kind of difficult, because they don't like you. Like here, it says, I am a common citizen of Balfiria, I think that's how you pronounce that. So, common citizen means you're basically nobody, and nobody really cares what you think. So they don't really... If you try and ask people for directions to people, they're not exactly very helpful. We actually managed to survive a ghost attack, which is great. So yeah, I'm just pissing about waiting for this woman to finish her dust so I can continue the main quest. I don't think I've got... Is that a vampire over there? Oh shit. That's not... What is that? Yeah, that was a stupid idea. So that's basically where I am at the game. And this is a scream which you will see a lot while playing this game. Yep. You die a lot. It's just part of the game. But you know what, I think I've played enough and I've talked a whole load of nonsense about a whole load of stuff. Like I said, this is great. If you already have Daggerfall on Steam or GOG, you can get this Daggerfall Unity for free. And as I said, it vastly improves the game. And as I said already, I'm looking forward to trying out some of the mods which are available on Nexus and probably other places too. And can sort of mess about. How do I do it? I think you need to restart the game, mess about with some of the stuff that's already included, and as well as looking forward to screwing around more with Daggerfall, I'm also looking forward to seeing what's going on with this Wayward Realms game, which should, I think it's still in early stages of development. I love the fact that you can just climb everything in this game. That's one of the things that's really cool about this game. Like there's some of the like this place, the Dragontail Mountains, you get mountains obviously, and you can just climb for miles and miles, and you can get really high, which is probably recommended if you're playing Daggerfall, just to get really high. No, I don't condole. Condole, was that the right word? I don't do drugs, kids, because drugs are for losers and people who need drugs to survive. But they're different kind of drugs. Anyway, I'm just talking absolute gibberish now. Hello, friend. I forgot to show you the interact menu, where you can ask people about stuff, like, tell me where your banks are. You want to go not too far northwest of here. Which is great, the way they give you directions. Like, the first time I booted up this game, I went to Daggerfall and stupidly got involved with a quest where you had to look for someone in a house. And let me just show you how fucking big Daggerfall is. I bet if I fast travel to here, before I do that, have I got gold? No, I don't. See, I'm learning slightly. Yeah, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. There we go. I bet if I go to Daggerfall, it's going to be night time, isn't it? Oh no, don't do the player controlled one. Get out of this. I keep making all the mistakes. For fuck's sake, I've nearly been recording for 40 minutes and most of it's just mistakes. Well, hopefully I've shown you a lot of things. Why was it not doing it? Anyway, hopefully I've showed you a lot of things that there is to show you in this game. Mainly the fact that it's just fucking massive. But unfortunately, because the dungeons are also so massive, I tend to just get really bored. Oh, there's one of the flying ships. See, I wasn't lying. There it goes. Oh, this sometimes happens. You get all sorts of things. Can't be arsed reading it. I think that was just to learn a few things, which might have been useful actually, but whatever. So let me show you how big Daggerfall is. The city, that is. This is the city of Daggerfall. You see that? Let me just get it all in frame. Yeah. So basically when I started playing this game, I went to Daggerfall. I got involved with a quest where you had to find a person who was living in one of the houses of Daggerfall. And if you ask people for directions, most of the time they tell you to go away, and they're not going to give you any directions because they don't know who you are and they don't like you. But when they do give you directions, they say, oh, it's just northwest of here. It's like you could be standing here where the arrow is, and they say it's northwest. So you think, alright, go to a house northwest. Look at all these houses here. So I had to just give up on that quest. because it's just too bloody big to try and go round all the houses looking for the one house, and all of them are just set to residents, unless it's the actual house you're looking for, which is just ridiculous. Like I was saying with the dungeons, yeah, I ended up with most of the dungeons. I just get bored because it's so repetitive. So I ended up just killing all the enemies by doing a kill all, like this one. I've done that wrong. Fantastic. Kill all. 7 enemies killed. Most of all just thieves. And then TLC, so you can fly through the dungeon just to get to the bit where you're actually supposed to get to. So I'll play the dungeons for as long as I can stand them, and then once I've had enough, I just kill all the enemies and fly to the bit of the dungeon that I'm supposed to get to, because it's just ridiculous sometimes. But I just wanted to do this, just because give you a bird's eye view of the city of Daggerfall and the surrounding area. But yeah, that's Daggerfall. Well, actually it doesn't look that big when you see it from the air. But compare this to what's the biggest city in Skyrim? Probably I can't remember the name of it now. Winterhold. Don't think it's Solitude, right? And then the biggest city in Oblivion is obviously the Imperial City. Now, compare the Imperial City of Oblivion to Daggerfall here. I mean, most of them are just like the same buildings repeated. It's not nearly as interesting. But it's just so fucking big. That's what she said. Alright. Well, I think I've played enough and rambled far too much. Basically, the main problem with Daggerfall is it's too big. I think most people have said that over the years. But even so, it's still a fantastic game. And made a lot better with this sort of fan-made remake, Daggerfall Unity. And there we go. We have died. Which is the thing I do most in this game, is dying. This game loves to kill you. And that's the end of that chapter. You've died a warrior's death by using cheats to get really high and then falling to your death. That's a warrior's death, apparently. But thank you very much for... Fucking hell, I've been recording for over 40 minutes now. It's a great game. I could play it longer if I wanted to. But I think I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and adios.